friends, good morning. This week is going to be a review week, so all of our videos are going to be very, very short. And you will have exit tickets, but it will not affect your grade. These grades are not going into the grade book. Last week was the last week for grades. I also want to just say before we get started that there's a lot of things going on right now in the world, and that we're seeing a lot on like social media and the news, and those kinds of images, especially against people that look like us, can be really traumatic and can cause a lot of stress. So if you're feeling heavy, or if you're feeling just tired and exhausted, I really encourage you to take this week off. Like seriously, like take it off. I would rather families spend this time talking about what's going on and affirming our babies instead of feeling this pressure to do a review week of what you've already learned, especially since it's not even affecting your grades. So, if you need that time, I know that I do. If you need that time just to talk to your babies and just think about what's going on and process what's happening, because it is a lot and it is traumatic to see. I really want to encourage and empower families to do that. But I do know for some that having routines and like the same kind of expectation set up is also very helpful. So I am going to do our videos for this week, of course, but obviously like it is your choice. You do what's best for you and your babies. I know if we were at school right now, we'd probably be spending the day not really focusing on the curriculum and focusing more on community circles about what's happening, why it's happening, and the history of violence in the United States against Black people. That's probably what we'd be talking about. So I would encourage families to do what they think or what they know to be best for them and their child. So if that means taking this week off, that means taking this week off, and I encourage it. But for any other families that do want to continue to do the lessons for this last week of school, like I'll go ahead and still post them and we can just go ahead and get started right now. But I did just want to acknowledge that, and I do want families to feel empowered and encouraged to do what is best for them and their babies right now. All right, so we're going to be talking about context clues. We've already talked about it before. Context clues are clues that readers use to find out the meaning of an unknown word in a passage or a text or a story. So when you don't know a word, you can use what's happening in this story to give you a clue about what's going on. So let's look at this sentence right now. My mom cooked a massive meal yesterday that included an appetizer, main course, and dessert. I wonder what the word massive means. Well, I know because it says that my mom cooked a meal yesterday that included an appetizer, a main course, and a dessert. That's a lot of food. So massive must mean a lot or huge, right? If you're having an appetizer, a main course, and a dessert, that's a lot of food. So it must be a huge meal or a big meal. Massive must mean huge or big. Let's look at this one. I want you to read it on your own. Pause the video, read it on your own, and try to figure out what the word vigilant means. So go ahead and pause it. Think about what's happening in the sentence and try to figure out what vigilant means. Did you pause the video? Do you think you know what vigilant means? All right, let's get started then. You must be vigilant or alert when crossing the street downtown. Sometimes sentences will tell you what the word means. If it says you must be vigilant or alert, that's telling you that vigilant also means alert. You could say vigilant or alert crossing the street downtown. That means that you need to pay attention. You need to be aware of what's happening in your surroundings, right? One, we know because we see the word alert. And two, we know whenever you're crossing the street in general, you want to be aware of what's going on, right? Because there's cars and different kinds of vehicles all around, so it's important that you pay attention, right? Or be vigilant. I feel hesitant about leaving the house since the repairman should be here soon. I want you to go ahead and pause the video and try to figure out what the word hesitant means. Remember, use what's happening in the sentence to give you a clue as to what hesitant means. You feel good about it? All right. So I know that hesitant must means that you're a little apprehensive you're not really sure about something. So I feel hesitant about leaving the house since the repairman should be here soon. Since we know the repairman's going to be here soon, they probably don't feel super confident, or they're not feeling super good about leaving their house just yet. All right. So that was all that we were going to cover today. You have an exit ticket that is corresponding to this lesson about context clues. You're just going to be using clues in the sentence to help you figure out what words mean in it. All right. Again, like I said earlier, if you are feeling heavy or if you're feeling tired, just from everything that's been going on right now, I really do encourage you to take this time off. But of course, like for some families, like having a schedule and having a routine still is really important. So do what you need to do that's best for you. All right. Stay safe and take care.